All right, hear me out. Today is Monday, October the 30th, 2023. This is So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder, and this is my podcast. If this is your first time coming, thank you. I appreciate you for making it. However you made it here, however you found it, I'm glad you did. Whether it was word of mouth, word that you heard from me, words you heard from somebody else, or somebody just put you on to it. Either way, you're here now, and I'm glad you are. I have to thank you. For those of you returning that's been on this journey with me, man, much love. I do appreciate you all. I also appreciate all the feedback that I've gotten. It's been a beautiful thing. Last week I talked about, the algorithm and how everything kind of just comes together, and I've gotten some amazing feedback. But I also did mention that I was on a good friend from Milwaukee's podcast called Adult Public Health Podcast out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by Asmate Dismute, one of my good friends from high school. We still have some of the same friends from high school, so that's pretty dope. Was able to spend some time on his podcast and kind of just talk about what I'm doing here, what the podcast is for, and basically the growth that has come with it and things like that. So I have the information on the Instagram page, on Facebook as well, so you can go ahead and check him out as well. But with that being said, the algorithm is crazy, right? Because it works itself out, and sometimes things happen. And for me, the thing that's happened for me has been basically a growth mindset. Being able to develop this growth mindset. What is a growth mindset? And growth mindset is basically believing that even if we struggle with certain skills, the abilities aren't set in stone. We believe that with work, the skills can improve over time. People with the opposite belief have a fixed mindset. I like to believe that So Says Mr. Thunder has been predicated and built upon a growth mindset, that anytime you listen to this podcast, you receive something, you hear something, something clicks inside of you to where you want to have some growth and you want to continue to get better. And I believe that this podcast, as it continues to grow, it just gets better and better. The feedback that I'm getting has been tremendous in doing so. Has basically forced me to continuously have the growth mindset, continuously believing that, as I continue to work on this craft, that it's going to turn into something very, very powerful. And I still believe that. I believe it with all my heart, which is why I try and stay consistent with this thing, even though life is lifing, right? I'm always trying to be a better version of me through growth, right? And that's in all aspects of life. I want to be a better man. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better friend. I want to just be a better overall being in this world, because, time waits for no man. And I believe you need to take advantage of the time that you do have so that you can go ahead and be the best version of you that you can be through various methods, right? So there's a few things that I've learned along the way, right? And those things are the ability to build or create, develop a growth mindset. One is to recognize fixed mindset traps. Some things come across your path that just get you stuck. Two, embrace challenges. If it's something that it moves you, makes you feel some kind of way, it's a challenge, embrace it. It's meant there for a reason. And then in that, three, Don't fear F's, right? F's. I get tripped up on F's. Don't fear failure. Sometimes we gotta fall to get back up. Um, as you know, if you've been following this podcast, I'm a huge fan of Deion Sanders and Coach Prime and what he's doing and what he's done through his whole career, but more recently, Colorado. And he's experiencing some failure right now, but he doesn't see it that way. He just sees it as an opportunity for growth. Then there's number 4, value effort. Value the effort that you put into it. I mean, you have to try, and you got to value the effort that you put behind you trying, making sure that everything you do, say, and act upon is worth it. Continue to learn. Always continue to learn. Learn how to be better. Learn from mistakes. Just continuously, every day is a new day, so there's always something to learn. There was a saying, that my parents used to always tell me, and they would always say, you need to learn something new every day. If you didn't, your day was wasted. So I try and do that. The other one is cultivate persistence. You have to feed it. You have to nurture that thing. You have to make sure that your persistence is being cultivated in a manner that is forcing you to value your effort so that you do not fear the failure. The other one is seek out constructive feedback. I just talked about that, right? I talked about getting the feedback on the podcast. I continuously seek it. I'm always looking for it because I feel like that's what's going to drive me to do better in this thing. And then also, and finally, most importantly, I always talk about this, surround yourself with growth-minded people. Learn to determine when people are similar and growth-minded, abilities and not so much on a fixed one, because those are the ones that are going to help you stay consistent with the ability to continue to work on those things. I talk about a lot of times, making sure that this thing is transparent, and transparency came back to me again. And believe it or not, I recorded a whole new episode, but I want to say that one. I'm going to say that one because I don't want to repeat something. So I need to let God, work with me on that one. But that definitely is something that has come up again. But more specifically right now, growth minded, right? I have to believe that this thing is growing. I have to believe in what is going on is for the purpose of betterment. And does it make sense for me to continue to do it, be persistent in it, and do I value the effort that I'm putting into it, right? So I'm constantly, continuously learning, seeking out the feedback, and surrounding myself with like-minded people. And it's a beautiful thing, right? I believe that it's gonna it's gonna change everything, change the dynamic of the things that I thought were important to me. Most recently, growth minded. I always consider trying to be a better father. And speaking of, shameless plug, I want to say happy birthday to my daughter, Sky Angel Marie Thunder. Shameless plug. This is my Halloween baby. Her birthday is on tomorrow. So if you know her, make sure you reach out to her and say happy birthday. She has become and continues to become a better version of me from what I'm able to see, right? She has grown so much, and I'm so proud of her. We've had multiple conversations where my ability to continuously be growth minded has allowed me to open up and be more transparent with her so that I can, give her what she needs from me as a father so that when she goes out into this world and she, starts her life, she'll know how to operate, right? She don't have to operate the way I grew up, but she'll operate the way she knows how. And I can just give her, what's best in me. So that's happening, right? Relationships, marriage, work, friendship, all these things are being evaluated through a growth-minded approach, and I'm applying all these principles to that. And I believe that if you do that, these things will come to you in a manner of which growth will be seen and cannot be dismissed, and you will only appreciate the fact that you have been able to do so because you're not fixed. Has there been a time where you have had to apply the growth mindset? Have you developed the mindset to be growth minded in a manner where you refuse to be fixed minded, where you continuously want to learn, where these things are happening in your life and you're continuously recognizing fixed mindset traps? You're dodging these traps. You're embracing the challenges that are before you. You do not fear failure because you value the effort that you put forth by continuing to learn and cultivating the persistence in your life to maintain the ability to seek out constructive criticism so that you can continuously surround yourself with growth-minded people. Have you done it? Do you know somebody with it? Do you wish you had it? Do you want to talk to somebody to help you get to that point where growth-minded people will give you the information and pour into you what you need? That's what this podcast is all about. I appreciate you for coming and spending a little bit of time with me. As always, if you have some feedback, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to share it with the world, give me 10 minutes of your best, because I believe that the seed that's planted right now is cultivating in you with that growth mindset to where eventually you got something to say that people need to hear. Give me 10 minutes of your best. This has been So Says Mr. Thunder. I'm Mr. Thunder. I'm a Native American of this country, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. I want to give a special thanks to those who have reached out to me and given me the feedback to allow me to continue to be growth-minded, because trust me, the struggle is real, and it's always a pleasure when I hear the things that need to be heard. Go ahead and like the Instagram page. Give me your feedback. You can reach out to me on there. I will have information on another dope health podcast from this Mate Desmuke in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We'll make sure that his information is out there, because that might be something you want to listen to. I've listened to a few of them, and they're a beautiful thing. He's a very talented individual when it comes to music and hip hop. Very, very, very knowledgeable, and has some great tracks. And again, I'll have that information out there for you. But in the meantime, I appreciate you for coming, and thank you again and again and again. Until next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.